will probably never be a sitcom as good as Friends. That being said, How I Met Your Mother comes damn close. How close, you ask? Let's find out. From the very first episode, How I Met Your Mother's story stays generally focused on Ted Mosby's quest to find his soulmate. An older Ted relates details of his life through extensive flashbacks to his children, hence the title. This concept is what elevates the show's plot over most sitcoms. It allows Ted to smudge or forget certain details that only add to the well-written jokes. And while it rarely becomes as funny as Friends, the stories are quite original and entertaining. That being said, How I Met Your Mother loses focus sometimes. Many of the romantic relationships between the characters aren't that interesting or feel forced, allowing you to only be partially immersed. In addition, Ted's incessant whining about his on-again, off-again relationship with Robin was absolutely dreadful. Dude, she doesn't want to get married or have kids. Move on. On the other hand, the major characters were quite refreshing, as they generally developed naturally throughout their late 20s and early 30s. You know, as real people do. I can't believe I'm saying this, but even Barney.
The likely size and color of the nipples on that redhead at the bar.
In addition, Pamela Fryman directed an extraordinary amount of episodes, most of which were handled well. For 8 full seasons, there's surprisingly few flaws with the story. As important individual stories are, it's the actors who make or break a show. And the actors are pretty damn good. Well, mostly.
But he asked for your help, Patrice! You wasn't ready!
Robin. During quite a few scenes, Kobe Smulders, who played Robin Scherbatsky, had cringeworthy acting that swept the immersion from under my feet. The way she delivered her lines was over the top and far from believable. To make matters worse, she had no chemistry with Neil Patrick Harris. Then you have Ted Mosby, who is played by Josh Radnor. Josh's acting, although far from perfect, allowed me to identify with his character, due to his enthusiasm. Then you have Marshall Erickson, played by Jason Segel. Marshall's nice personality and pushover attitude toward his wife easily could have turned into another Chandler. An unfunny bitch. However, Jason seldom let his character become that boring. As for Alyson Hannigan, who plays Marshall's wife, I thought she was a poor choice during the first couple of seasons. For one, her crying scenes were so horrendous that all I desired was a quick death.
This is all just over then? Our whole friendship is just over?
However, you'll notice her growth as an actress with every season that passes, making me excited for her future endeavors. Finally, you have Barney Stinson, played by Neil Patrick Harris. As much as I loved Neil, I didn't think he'd be able to pull off the role of hilarious playboy. But Neil's proven that although he's gay, he's gotten more action with girls than I ever will. To make things even better, the dialogue written for Neil and Josh felt quite true to their characters, helping make them both my favorite characters on the show. How I Met Your Mother's presentation as a whole is honestly kind of bland. The upscale DVDs don't do the show justice due to too many episodes on each disc. Also, much of the show takes place in front of a green screen and is about as convincing as... Damn, can't make that joke anymore. They suck. On the other hand, the lighting and colors usually felt warm and inviting, which constantly reminds you of the good qualities of sitcoms like Friends. Also, the main theme and song choices sound great and are used during appropriate scenes, making up for the flawed picture quality. Put simply, How I Met Your Mother is not as great a sitcom as Friends or The Office. That being said, it still has its moments, and is a series worth watching if you're a comedy fan like me. How I Met Your Mother gets an 8 out of 10. Thinking back, How I Met Your Mother had a somewhat satisfying ending. I just wish there was another to tie up any loose ends. No way!
Z, easy. And that, kids, is How I Met Your Mother.
So thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and share it on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. All the links for those can be found in the description below.
Also, don't forget to subscribe by hitting that big button over there. And while you're at it, why not click that email checkbox so that our videos don't get buried with all the other channels you're subscribed to. I'm Zach.
And I'm Kyle. And we're Battlefront Productions. Really? You mean the subscribe button bigger than us?
Well, it is prettier than us.